Okay, I've been wanting to make a video on bear shaft tuning just to give you a little understanding, basic understanding on how we tune the arrows. And today I happen to have a friend coming over with a 50-pound recurve, and he has some 400 spine arrows. Some are pre-cut, some are full length, and he wants to tune them to the bow, but he wants a heavyweight point up front like 200 grains. So what we're going to do is we're going to start tuning with the pre-cut 29¼ inch arrows to see how they fly. So basically, when you buy a bow, you're going to look at an arrow chart and see the weight of your bow, go across to the arrow length, and pick a spine. That'll give you a good starting point on what arrows to buy. Then after you get these arrows full length and you come home, what you do is, if you want to tune them, I use hot melt glue. I have an alcohol lamp, and I heat up the glue, put a little bit of glue around the insert. I start the insert in the arrow shaft, and then I heat up the insert and push it in on a paper plate, and I let it settle down and clean it up, and then we start shooting. Use a fletched shaft and an unfletched shaft. The fletched shaft you shoot first, and if the unfletched shaft shoots to the left, that means the arrow is flying too stiff. The only way you can make it weaker is to add a heavier point. If the bear shaft goes to the right, it's weak. You either lighten the point, or if you have enough room, you have to make sure you have enough room up front before you start cutting arrow shaft short. If you have enough room, you cut it back 1/4 inch at a time, re-glue it in, and see how it flies. What's nice about the hot glue is what you do is you leave the arrow tip in, and you heat the arrow tip with the alcohol lamp, and you grab it with a pair of pliers once it's hot enough and pull it out. You use a little water, cool it, and wipe it down, and re-glue it again after you cut it. So today he'll be over in a little while, and we're going to make a video and see how these arrows fly. And we're going to start with the pre-cut ones and see what happens. I just want to add one thing, that if you before you start tuning your arrows, you have to have good shooting form. You got to make sure that you're getting good groups when you release, whether you use back tension or static release, that you keep your hand against your face. You got to make sure that you don't drop your arm. No peeking, no plucking, and no dropping your arm. You gotta have good groups before you start tuning. Otherwise, you're just wasting your time. If you're not that good of a shot, don't waste your time tuning the bow until you can achieve groups. Okay, so what you do is, once again, as I said in the prior video, you look at the arrow chart and point weight. There's actually, I didn't mention, there's a point weight there too that you want. And you go across to the arrow length and pick the correct spine for the bow and practice, practice, practice. It's a good idea to have somebody watch you, take a lesson at an archery shop, or have a certified instructor, like I said, review your shooting form and help you out. When you start getting groups, then you can take it to the next level and start tuning. Otherwise, you're just wasting your time. So, on to the tuning video. Here with Chris Bartek today. We're gonna what we're gonna do is bear shaft his arrows, and we're gonna try and tune them. What do you want up front on the point weight combination?
I want to end up with about 200 pounds, 200 grains.
He wants 200 grains up front, and these arrows are cut to these are existing arrows that he had, and they're 29¼ inch. And we're gonna shoot them at the target, and then we're gonna go look at it, and we're gonna determine what we could do from there. So go ahead, Chris. Okay, we're going to look at it, but what we're going to do is we're going to shoot this a couple times. Let's go check out the results. Okay, with that much weight up front, the bear shaft went to the right, which shows that it's a weak spine. So that means that there's just too much weight for this spine arrow. So we're going to try lightening it up and then see if we can get them to come together. Okay, we went from 200 up front to what is that now, Chris?
This is 175.
175, and we're going to see how they fly. Okay, let's take a look. Okay, we're touching arrows, so that might be it. We're going to shoot a couple more times, and if that's the results, then that's what it is. Okay, you see how the two arrows are touching? That's the magic setup for you.